without a shadow of a doubt that you're created on purpose for a purpose. Mindset and money revolution. You have to have a mindset revolution to experience a money revolution. That's when you experience a true wealth revolution.
My name is Chad Free. Welcome to the Wealth Revolution podcast.
This is a recorded Zoom call. We will be back to our regular schedule next week. Happy Thanksgiving.
And my name is Chad Free, and I help people build true wealth. True wealth like you've never heard of. Building wealth from the inside out. Because, hey, what is it to build a whole pile of money and have all this stuff and be completely empty on the inside, right? I heard something the other day before we get started, because I'll forget it, that, oh man, I'm going to mess this up. A peach tree does not consume its peaches. All right. Y'all with me so far? The fruit of that tree is for everybody else, right? So the gift that it bears, that's for everybody else. So it can't consume its own fruit. That's the gift that you've been given to give to the world. So anyway, just a little seed that I want to plant to you before we get started. Stephanie, good morning. Amy. All right, Mike Kastner. Let's get going. What is our, oh my goodness, I can't even, what do you call that, Brock? Affirmation. I almost said admiration. Let's say admirations today, right? I'm just kidding.
You can call whatever you want. You got the speaker, man.
I got the speaker, don't I? That's right. So all together, let's say it together. I am created on purpose for a purpose, and you are created on purpose for a purpose. All right, guys, I got a funny one for you today, but yet I think it'll hit pretty good. A funny topic, that is. It's called Lego Your Ego. All right, Lego Your Ego. Now I came up with that, right? I didn't see a little saying that had that on there and said, oh, that would be a good topic for this morning. I came up for that. So give me some credit. All right. Lego your ego. Now it's ego, but it sounds better like ego. All right. Now don't pretend like you don't have an ego or never had an ego. We all have an ego. Right? We all have an ego. Do we tame our ego or do we let our ego run us? All right. So don't let this be a negative thing and you just kind of put up an X and say, well, this is not for me this morning. All right. Because as I went through this, man, this is one of the biggest things that can be life-changing for you if you are aware of it. So I hope at the end of this talk, you will realize that there is still an ego that you can let go. All right. So let's start talking about it. Most of us on here are entrepreneurs. Okay. And when we start out as an entrepreneur, we're usually a one-man or one-woman show. Yes or yes. I like that saying, by the way, Brock. Yes or yes. Yes or yes. So we spend most of our time trying to prove ourselves and earn a spot in this world or in a particular field or what have you. We talk about our knowledge. We talk about our skill. We try to sell ourselves. That's what we do. Well, don't hang up on me here either. Sometimes unknowingly, we are chasing the approval of others. If we're trying to sell ourselves and trying to earn our spot, we're really hoping that we can get the approval of others. Approval addiction, again, that's an ugly saying, but it is so real. It is so real for those who have never experienced that disruption and are in life 2.0 because we are constantly wanting to please people and try to work our way based off of our ego. That's what it is. We're going to call it just like it is. We want to prove that we're an expert in a certain subject. All right? We want to prove that we're an expert in whatever we're doing. Sometimes we never reach that expert status because you may have the knowledge, you may have the skill, but you don't have the confidence from your spirit that is shining through. And people can see when you're confident or not. All right. So I need to go read this book again, but Total Cash Confidence from Dan Sullivan, that's a really, really good one. And that really takes your mind off of cash flow altogether, or your lack thereof, because you have a mindset shift. Now, you've heard me say this before, but everybody has a next step to become better. And even the best can become better. All right. So put a 7 in the chat if you believe that. Put a 7 in the chat if you believe that everybody has a next step to become better, and even the best can become better. All right. Good deal. Now, we're going to switch gears. We're going into phase 2. Once we realize this particular concept or a way to look at things, and it's hard to do this when we've been stuck in one way for the majority of our life. But I want you to think about a team. I want you to think about a team. So instead of me, I can do this, I can do that, I've done it, I've did it, I do, what if I have a team, I have an inner circle that help businesses, that help people in your situation, that help this, boom, 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 boom. How do you think that consumer would feel knowing that it ain't just you and you being a one-man show or a one-woman show, but you have a team of experts? Now, I heard this a long time ago. John Hart's heard this. Some of you may have heard me say it, but you can own the hospital without being the heart surgeon. You can own the hospital without being the heart surgeon. So why do we get consumed with trying to be the heart surgeon and understanding the heart surgeon and how they do it? I would say that's ego, because you're so consumed with wanting to prove yourself. Sometimes you got to let go your ego. Alex is a young man that works for me, and he said something one time. He said that we have aces in their places. So if I got this bus, I've got the right person on the right seat of the bus. I will tell you, I have an ace on here, and her name is Wendy. Wendy has truly helped me, and I don't know what I would do without her. Because guess what? I hate paperwork. I can't stand paperwork, but I got a team that I'll do this just like a doctor. We'll talk to you. We'll figure out what you need, and we'll come up with a plan, and Wendy will take it from there. She'll take good care of you. And I'm done. And then I go to the next person. Because you know what? I get hung up. Did I check this box right? Did I check that box right? Is the signatures right? I don't know. It's let me tell you something. I've told y'all about my needles. Maybe not. I don't know. I have a phobia of needles. We won't get into that maybe for another day. I just shared that recently, but paperwork is right under needles. I get claustrophobic if I see a big old stack of paperwork right there that I got to do. But guess what? That's my ticket to get paid. So I got to bring somebody on. Well, guess what? I give up a piece of my pay to have that done. But I can sit there and I could let it stress me the heck out, or I can have somebody do it, give up a piece of that pie, piece of that pay, and go to do 2 or 3 more and just be more efficient because I know my role. Now, you may not think that I'm talking to you right yet, but let's talk about this. I think Rebecca Black mentioned this before. Ego could cause another ego, and that's exiting a great opportunity. All right. Your ego could cause another ego, and that's exiting a great opportunity. And that's with partnerships and collaboration with others who can help you and make your team stronger. Now, that's the idea. And a lot of people may say, you know, that's a great idea. Now, hang on here. I would like to partner with you. I'd like to collaborate with you. And then guess what happens? You want to figure out how in the world I do it. How does my team do it? What does this mean? What does that mean? Guess what you're doing? Your ego. You're trying to become the expert again. Instead of saying, I am teamed up with some professionals that do X, Y, and Z. Now, let me tell you this. I had a consultant reach out to me. I have thanks to John. John Hart has connected me with so many people, like big time. He is a connecting machine. And I would not be where I am had it not been for John. Sure, I have skills and I have areas in my life that I shine, but I didn't have relationships with a lot of people that have made me who I am today. And I continue to strive to be better. But it ain't all about me. I was listening to a little debate last night. We won't get into it, but LeBron and Jordan, who's the GOAT? Well, that's not even up for discussion. Number one, we know if you're under 35, you're going to say LeBron. If you're over 35, you're going to say Jordan. But no matter what age you are, Jordan's the GOAT. Period, point blank, be done with it. I just dropped the mic. Bam. All right, done. Now we're going to move on to the next subject. All right. Guess what? They have a good team around them. They have a good team. John connected me with a tax planner. All right. And this is what he described his role to me. He said, Chad, I've got 100 different puzzle pieces. Listen to me, because this is where application comes in. And I want you to start thinking about your business and how you can think of other people and how you can build your team. He says, Chad, I got 100 different puzzle pieces right here. I can't tell you exactly what I do. I've got a box that has no picture on it. That puzzle box has no picture. It's when I start talking to the prospect and learning about them and connecting with them and wanting to find out what they do, what they love, what they have a passion for, and what they're trying to achieve. That's when the picture on top of that box starts revealing itself. And then that will determine, does he start in the top left corner? Does he start in the bottom right corner? That starts showing how he puts this puzzle piece together. What I just explained to you is what I tell people, and I'm partnered with the guy. So follow me here. If somebody refers somebody to me, and they did, and I'm going to share a case with you in just a second. Chad has got a team. Chad has got a team. They do this, they do that. I can vouch for Chad. Now, I'm not talking me. You put your name in there. Well, Chad, they want to talk to you first. That's fine. Make sure they understand that I'm not the expert. I have a team. Sure, I'll play a part in this, but to construct the proper blueprint and model, that's going to my expert. When he gets that blueprint done, then I'm the superintendent, and then I can actually build it from there per his specs and plans. Because he's a tax reduction specialist. He knows the tax code. I don't know the tax code. So they talk to me. I talk to them. How are you? It's good to see you. Nice, very nice to meet you. And guess what? I edify my tax reduction specialist. He's great. He's been doing it for years. Boom, boom, boom. Well, tell me, how's he going to do this? You know what? It's like this right here. It's like think about it like this. No one plan is the same across the board. He's got 100 different puzzle pieces. And when he talks to you and has a conversation with you, that's when there's no picture on the box. Okay. But through having that conversation with you, that's when the picture starts revealing itself and they get to know you, and then he'll know how to build that puzzle. Now, did I give you any more information about that tax reduction specialist? Did I? Yes or yes? No or no? No, I didn't. I did the same thing he told me what he does. Does that make sense so far? Did y'all understand that point? I'm confident in my team. I'm confident in who I have on my team, and I don't have to know one thing about it. I mean, you got a high level, but sometimes our high level thinking, we'll talk ourselves right out of the deal because we might say one thing that's off that we don't have confidence in. So we get back into that whole deal of how, why, when does he do that? Now, when would this happen? And what would that happen? Approval addiction, because you're wanting to take some information and go back to somebody and say, hey, they do this, and you're so consumed with how you articulate that message and the potential opportunity to the person because you want to look like you know something. Shift your mindset and say, I know somebody. We've all heard it before. Stop saying how, and start thinking about who. Be confident in who you have on your team. Be confident that you need a team. Because y'all know my ECAD, right? You have your earnings. When you build in wealth, you contribute, then you accumulate, and then one day you're going to distribute. Sometimes we can't get past the earning part because of our ego. Now, I don't want to tell my whole business and everything, but guess what? When I started finally getting it, when I started really understanding it, I 4x'd my income because I don't have to do it all and be it all. Got experts. I got aces in their places. some of the biggest deals that I've done, one in particular, came from a consultant who knew me, had a relationship with me, and he vouched for who I was. I have a relationship with the tax planner, and I vouch for who he is. I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't know why he's going to do it. And I don't know when he's going to do it. But I know he can do it. So we put that case with them. We 10x'd the consumer's outcome. 10x'd it. They were selling a business. They're Main Street planners. They're Main Street CPAs. They put their best of the best to the table. And their best of the best ended up with about $2.4 million to them. But hang on a minute. Talk to my buddy Chad. I think he's got him a team that they kind of don't do Main Street stuff. I'm explaining the concept to you, okay? Okay, guys? You can have this in your own particular field. So bring them to me. There's already a relationship there. I didn't have to sell anything. I just confirmed who's on my team in my inner circle that I will not allow in my inner circle unless I can put my name on it. And I promise you one thing, if John Hart says they're good, I promise you they are good. You can take that to the bank. And I have confidence in that man right there. And so now I've got a relationship with this tax reduction specialist. We get this deal done. And that consultant made $73,000 because he knew a guy who knew a guy. You know what? He wasn't an expert. He didn't try to figure it out. But now, guess what? Now he's that consultant that sort of helps out with capital gains. He's becoming that expert in that. Not expert, but he's starting to niche himself in that. He's looking for opportunities like that. You know why? Because he liked that $73,000 direct deposit. So my question to you is, who do you know? Who do you know that could enhance and optimize your operation in whatever field that you're in? Who do you know? What do you mean, who do I know? Again, this sounds like I'm pitching. I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm always pitching, right? But what if you were a realtor and you said, I'm going to sell you this house, but I'm going to get you out of debt in a third of the time too. And my team, they'll help you get out of debt and build wealth. So if you mentioned something about some rental property, well, they'll get you out of debt in a third of the time, and then you can have some money also set aside to where you can start buying you some rental property too. Well, how do they do that? Man, that's their deal. That's my department. I'm talking to you about real estate like this. I got a whole department for that. And they're top of the line. And I trust this guy or this gal. Relationship equity is huge, and we don't think about it. So I will say, as we wrap up, I and John, we have huge opportunities. You may have relationships. I'm blessed to have I'm so confident in my team and my inner circle I'd put them against the best of anybody. I'm talking about multi millionaires. They've helped. Some billionaires as well. Some billionaires with a B. I don't claim to know what they know, but I know them. And I've earned a relationship with them. So I've got that, but I don't have the relationships with people who need that service like some of you may have. It's relationships, guys. Think about who you can send people to, and think about who you know that know people that can send people to you. And if you're in a position, pay them a referral fee or an affiliate fee. I know there's a lot of regulations and all that stuff with a lot of our fields, but sometimes there's not. So, guys, I hope this helped. I will throw a little plug in, but I do have a mastermind called the Wealth Revolution Mastermind. And we help, it's a community that we're trying to build to help us all truly pursue our purpose and transform our circle and build true wealth. Those three things. People who want to pursue their purpose, who God created them to be, who wants to transform their circle and have a network of relationships of VIPs in their life, who are more than willing to help and build what I consider true wealth. And that's built from the inside out. Because when you are who God created you to be, or at least pursuing that, you will start attracting and you will stop chasing. So with that being said, I appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you got a little something out of it. But let go your ego. I let go mine. It still pops up every once in a while. Right? I don't have to be an expert. I promise you that. I know what I know, and I don't know what I don't know. But I know people. All right, guys, that's all I got.